Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Eternity Renee. So in today's video we are going to be doing my long-awaited August TBR. This is going to be an August TBR and a full moon readathon TBR. I'll talk about the full moon readathon when we get to those books. But yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into today's video. First, we're going to start off with my 4 books that are on my regular TBR, which is just books I want to get through the month. I try to limit books, like picking too many books when I'm doing a readathon or I'm doing anything of that nature. First, we're going to start off with Hear My Heart by Tay Monet. This is a fall romance kind of book. It's given fall on the cover. I've actually talked about this book a couple of times on my channel, but the female main character has a hearing disability, so it kind of shows ASL representation. It is really spicy from my understanding. So this follows Nakira and her fiance Rome. Something happens and he ends up in the hospital, and it says then he comes into the picture. Her whole world is suddenly flipped upside down. No matter how forbidden he might be, she can't seem to ignore the feelings forming for him. Everything she thought she knew suddenly begins to be tested and leaves her conflicted. And Akira is now torn between staying committed or facing new possibilities. So this is like a forbidden romance type of vibe. I know it is set in the fall. And then also like each cover page, it's dual POV. Each cover page is like so freaking cute. Like so cute. And I really just cannot wait to pick this one up. And this is an indie author. I'll make sure I have the Amazon link to the book down below. Then I have a romance that has been on my mind heavily, and that is Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. I know this is a surprise pregnancy. This is also Best Friend's Brother, which first of all, I love surprise pregnancy tropes. I love pregnancy tropes. I know some people find them really cringe, but I'm not one of them people. And it's also Friends to Lovers. I know that he does fall first. And one of the blurbs on the back says, a surprise pregnancy leads to even more life-changing revelation in this heartfelt, slow burn, friends to lovers romance. And I don't know what it's been given lately. I've been yearning for slow burn romances. I've already read one this month. So I'm really excited to pick this up. And one of my mutuals on Instagram said she could not put this book down. So I'm really excited. But that's all that I'm going to say, because I kind of want to go into this book blind, because Ready or Not and Promise Me Sunshine were really hyped up, so I want to form my own opinions. Then we have Out of the Woods, y'all. Hannah Bodum Young has become one of my favorite romance authors this year, and it's like so surprising. It's like I thought I knew my taste last year, but no. This year, Eternity is in a whole nother era, and I know this follows a couple from Out on a Limb. And it says a married couple joins a week-long wilderness expedition to help them reconnect in this heartfelt companion novel to the rival TikTok sensation Out on a Limb. I know in the last book she was kind of trying to find herself outside of her marriage, or like that was kind of hinted at in Out on a Limb. So I'm really excited. I am excited to see glimpses of Winnie and Bo. I hope that's in there. I really do. And yeah, I want to read this before her next book comes out in September, which is People Watching, which I am waiting for that as well, sis. It's Forced Proximity. I know it has a then and now, which I am kind of a fan of. Yeah, I just know it has a lot of self-discovery. She's just trying to figure herself out in the marriage. I know they've been married since they were like 18, 19, and then they were sweethearts in high school. So I'm really excited to jump into this book. And it's the last month of summer, which is kind of already fall, because I've already been buying fall stuff. So I think this is going to be perfect. I just love the vibes. Safe to say I'm excited about that. And then a random book that I picked up at Target. I know, right? I have not picked up books in Target in forever. I seen this. It's called The Deathless One. Her Death is Just the Beginning. This is by Emma Hamm. And honestly, the cover is stunning. Like, I don't think all books deserve a spray edge, but it's giving, okay? And it says, murdered on her wedding day, a fallen princess makes a deal for her life with the god of death. But the feelings he stirs in her are more than she bargained for. So I know she makes a deal with the devil. It also says enemies to lovers, and he's supposed to be a shadow daddy, so You know, I haven't read a Shadow Daddy romance since a Shadow Daddy. I haven't read a Shadow Daddy romance since the Never King series, and I think I finished that probably in like April or May. So I think it's been a minute, and I'm really excited. It says, for the fans of Enemies to Lovers, Shadow Daddy, and Feminine Rage, this book is a must-read. And this followed Jessame or Jasmine, I don't really know. But yeah, being dead on your wedding day, making a deal with the devil, and then falling in love with the devil, like, it's giving something that I might want to read this month. Next, on to my full moon readathon. This is a readathon hosted by the lovely Jan Agathon, or Agathon. I be saying her last name so wrong. But I love my good sis. I love all her content. I love her Rex. I love her personality. Like, her and Joey are just so cute. So, I have 5 books here that I want to read. I am going to reference back to my phone so I know which book is for which book. I know she's done this readathon before in the past, but this is my first time participating, and I'm just excited. I did a whole little journal spread, which I'll have somewhere up on the screen while I'm yapping, and my journal spread came out so freaking cute. Like, I'm just excited. Okay, so we have 4 tarot cards, and the first one is the Grim Reaper. So for the Grim Reaper, I actually picked out 2 books. One is an audio book that I'll be listening to, and the other one I'm gonna be hopefully attempting on paperback. But the first one is 400-page book with a weapon, or a 400-page book that you can use as a weapon. I picked up a broken blade. I've had this on my TBR for probably about a year now, and I want to know what the hype is about. It's just a loved series by everyone, and it says, my body is made of scars. Some were done to me, most I did myself. I know Kira is a killer. She's the King's Blade, and she's searching for this person that keeps killing other people, and then I guess they keep meeting up, and like, she's just not killing him, from my understanding. That's all that I know about this book. But this book is 430 pages. It's not the longest book on my TBR, but it was the most interesting that I wanted to read, and you can definitely hit somebody over the head with this. I'm not telling you to do it, but you could. And the next one for the Grim Reaper was a book that involves death. This is Deadstream by Maro Ramo. I can't say her name, y'all, but I know that her sister dies surviving a car accident that claimed the life of her best friend. Teresa is terrified of leaving the security of her bedroom. Since then, her only window to the outside world has been the online community she has found through streaming, the friends she games with, and a small following of her own. And her favorite internet personality, Brick, starts to break down when a shadow figure appears in the background of Brick's live stream. Over the next few days, she watches with thousands of others as his behavior mysteriously changes, and then the unspeakable happens. So I know she does like harbor a lot. I think it was either her sister or her best friend. I just know someone dies that is really close to her, and she's with them when they die. And I like that it has like chat stuff, and I've heard mixed reviews. Some people have loved it, some people have hated it. It is like streamer type things, like web chat, text messages and stuff like that, which I love. I love the floppiness, and she's been on my TBR once or twice now, so I kind of want to read this before it gets pushed to the back. And I think it's a good intro to fall type of book. Reward for that one, if you read both of those books, is take a nap, and I love a good nap. I would literally, like, if my toddler is doing too much, come on, let's go, cut on the rain noise, phone on do not disturb, we're going to sleep. So I love that reward, and I love that every one that you do, you get to get a reward. Like, that is like so smart, so smart, Jan. I love it. The next one is The Spider, and it says a book with the creepy cover, and I'm going to be reading The Heart. I had that on my phone, so I don't know, I've been hearing a lot of things about The Heart, but I'm just a little nervous. I'm just a little nervous because when I was reading some of the like, you know, I can read the first chapter, I was a little scared because I didn't really like the writing style, but everybody said it's so good. So I think I'm going to push through and read that. It's also a short read. And it's on Kindle Unlimited, so that'll give me a book to read on Kindle Unlimited. Next is going to be 8. It is a book with 8 words in the title, 8 letters in the author's name. For this one, I did another book that I own on Kindle, which is A Hood Kingpin claims his BBW street queen, which your girl love a little urban romance, and why not bring black authors into a readathon? Like, I love doing that because there's a lot of black authors that people are not reading, so I just want to read that. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be funny. It's gonna bring me back to 2016 eternity, so I think this will be real cute. And then the reward is treat yourself. I don't know what this reward is gonna be for me. Like, I might go get some books, might do my hair, I don't really know, but treat yourself any type of way. Self-care, anything that you think is treat yourself, that is for the reward. The next tarot card is the Zombie, and for those two I have the same book, which I was so excited to be able to put one book for one, because I was like, dang, like I still gotta be on mommy mode, I still got shit to do. But for that one, I'm doing Sing Me to Sleep. This is by Gabby Burton. I have started this multiple times and I've only made it to like chapter 4. So, and this book has been on my shelf since this cover came out, which I think it's been like, don't give me the lie, but it's been a minute, honey. Since 2023. So this book has been on my shelves for 2 years. And I don't want to be one of the people that's like, oh, this book has been on my shelf for like 3 or 4 years. That's not what I want. So for the Zombie, it says slow burn. This is a slow burn romance. And then it says a book to bring back to life that's been on your TBR for 1 year plus. And this also has been on my TBR for like almost 2 years. So yeah, and she is also pretty thick. Like, I felt like I could have used this for 400, but the other book is longer. So yes, I'm just so excited. I know everyone is in love with this. This is a duet or a duology. It says words sting, songs may kill. She's a killer. Her ability to sing men to an early death makes her the top assassin of her kingdom. She's a liar. The royal family ever find out she's a siren, she'll be immediately executed, which I think is kind of crazy. Like, what world do we live in that we're killing sirens? Do you see how gorgeous she is? Why would you want to kill her? So yes, that is the book that I'm going to be reading for the Zombie tarot card. Last but not least is the Goblin. And for this one, for the Zombie, it says use your brain, play a game, do a puzzle. I'm really excited because I have not turned on my Switch in probably like 4 or 5 months. Like, my Switch just be collecting dust. So we're gonna put it out, or I might play Sims. So I think I'm just gonna take a little evening or take a little day where I'm just playing games. And I know the games that I have on there is not really using your brain, but Jan made the rules. I'm just following them, okay? Next is the Goblin, and this has 2 prompts as well. It says read a book with the ugly cover but intriguing premise. I love all the covers on my shelf, but this one here, baby, I don't know what this is supposed to be. Like, what is this? What is this? I cannot. I can't. I really can't. And the book is so interesting. It's the African slave women thrown overboard by slave owners. Their past is too painful to be remembered regularly and is forgotten by everyone except one. The memories harrowing and wonderful, traumatic, terrible, but they are destroying you too. And she flees to the surface, escaping her expectations and responsibility, and discovers the world that the indigenous people left behind long ago. Inspired by a hit song, Clipping, comprised by Dave Diggs. I just know this is like a mermaid book. They're mermaids, they're sirens. And I just heard a lot of different people talking about this. It says, I'm sorry, YouTube, there's so much to tell you, yet I never know where to begin. I am ready now. I can speak. I can tell you why I did what I did. It has nothing to do with wanting to die. And honestly, holding all the memories for one person is giving The Giver. And I was obsessed with The Giver, but I just can't get with this cover. Like, I see what they was trying to do, the water, the ocean, but I don't like it. And the next one is A Trickster, a book with a lot of plot twists. And I picked up We Used to Live Here because I have heard so many different people say, yo, this book is like insane. Now, I don't know if this is a thriller or a horror, but I've just heard a lot of people was like, yo, you don't know what to expect. That's given a trickster book. And it says, there's nothing worse than an uninvited guest. A young queer couple who flipped houses, Charlie and Eve, can't believe the killer deal they've just gotten on an old property in a picturesque neighborhood. While Eve works on the house one day, there's a knock on the door. A man stands there with his family, claiming they used to live here before, asking whether it would be alright if he showed his kids around. People pleaser to a fault, Eve lets them in. As soon as the strangers enter their home, unexplainable things start to happen. The family's youngest child goes missing. A ghostly presence materializes in the basement, and even weirder, the family can't seem to take the hint that their visit should be over. And when Charlie suddenly vanishes, Eve slowly loses her grip on reality. Something is terribly wrong with the house and with the visiting family, or is Eve just imagining things? I also got the Barnes & Noble's exclusive because I heard this has like little chapter notes or like text messages or something like that in it that isn't in the regular book. So I was like, okay, let me see what they're talking about. But yeah, I've heard a lot of people give this 4 or 5 stars, so I'm really excited about this, and I'm glad to have put this in. And I also ended up getting the audiobook from my library on Libby. And the reward for the Goblin House is check one thing off your to-do list, and I'm good for a to-do list, so I love that award. It's easy, it's quick. And yes, that is all the books I plan on reading for the full moon readathon. I am going to be vlogging that, so stay tuned for a Sunday upload of that vlog. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you guys did, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. Peace.